website, and here you can see that all the movies and all those things related to entertainment stuff you can see here. And we have to generate the API key. So as I've already generated the API key, which is this. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Aman. I hope you're doing great. So this video will be going to a part 3 of our end-to-end DevOps project, where we are deploying Netflix clone application. And in the previous two videos, we have created our infrastructure using Terraform and GitHub Actions. Then after that, we used Jenkins and we configured few of the important plugins. And along with that, we also configured Slack for our alerting to get the alerts of our pipeline. Now in today's video, we will be going to look how to configure SonarQube for code quality analysis. Then after that, we will be going to see OWASP dependency check. And then we will be going to create our Jenkins pipeline using Groovy script, and then we will try to run it. So let's get started. So in the previous video, we configured Slack, and so as we can see, the test connection was success. That was successful. So I'll just click on save and apply. Now the next part we will be going to do is configuring SonarQube. So first of all, I will be going to install few plugins that we need. So I'll click on the plugin sections. Then we will go into the available plugins. And the first thing that we need to install, which is SonarQube. So here you can see SonarQube scanner. Then after that, we need Node.js because our application is Node.js based. So I will install the plugin of Node.js as well, as we have to run Node.js like npm commands, all those things. So for that, we need to have this package. Then after that, I'll click on install. And as it is downloaded, so we have to restart the Jenkins. Yeah, it will take some time. Now I will provide my username and password. So as we have installed our plugins, now we have to configure those plugins as well. First of all, we will be going to configure our Node.js. So for that, I will click on the tool section, and then I will search for Node.js. So we can see the Node.js here. I'll click on add Node.js. So I'll provide the name of the Node.js, and make sure this should be same, or you have to tally with your Jenkins file, because this tool will be going to use in your Jenkins file. So I will recommend you to not change the name, or if you're changing the name, so make sure to change or update the Jenkins file tool's name as well. Then after that, we will be going to use latest version, which is 25 version. And after that, we just need to click on apply and save. So as Node.js is configured, now the next part we will be going to do is SonarQube. So before configuring SonarQube from Jenkins side, we have to create few things on SonarQube side itself. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to create the token. So for that, I will go to the administration section. Then in the configuration part, you can see webhooks, encryption, general settings. So we need to configure webhooks as well. But for now, we need to, as we need SonarQube token. So I'll click on this user. And then you can see there is one user, which is administrator. So we will be going to use this user. Now we need to generate the token. So I'll click on this three dots, and I will just provide the name of the token, which is Sonar token. Again, you can keep your expiry as per your requirement. I'll click on generate, and I'll get the token. Now I'll keep somewhere with me because it is, for now we need it. So that's why I'll keep it from in my notepad. Now as token is created, now we will be going to do the next thing, which is we will be going to add the token in our Jenkins credentials. So for that, I'll click on the credential section, and here you can see on the domain section, I'll click on global. Then I'll click on add credentials, and there we can find secret text. And now I'll provide the token, and the ID would be Sonar token, and I'll click on create. Now you can see that the Sonar token is created. It's time to configure SonarQube. So again, I will go to the manage Jenkins, and we will go to the system section this time before going to tool section. So I will search for SonarQube, and as you can see, this is the add SonarQube, and I'll click on this, and I will provide the name sonar-server, and then we have to provide the URL as well. So as we know that the URL is same, like public IP is same, so I will just copy the same thing, but the port is different, which is 9000, as it is also suggesting this one as well. And then after that, we will provide the Sonar token that we have added earlier. So this is it. Now I'll click on apply and save. And again, I will go to the manage Jenkins, look for tools, and here we will configure Sonar again. And this time we will add the installation source. So I will provide the name of this installer, which is sonar-server. Then this will be automatic, and you can select the version as well. So click on apply and save. Now after configuring SonarQube from Jenkins side, we have to create the next thing, which is webhook, and the webhook will be required for quality gate. So it depends, like whenever you do code quality analysis, so at that moment it sends the checks, like the report, and on the that report, so you will set the coverage in your quality gate. So if the coverage is less than that, so the quality gate will be failed, or else it will pass. So with the help of that, you can set your rules. So we are not going to do that right now, but I'm just adding that stage, so how to implement that stage. And rest of the things like severities and CVEs, what kind of things should be failed or not, you can configure yourself, because it depends on requirements again. So for now, I'll just click on webhooks. Currently we are learning how to enable webhooks, so I'll click on webhooks, and I will click on create, and this time I will provide Jenkins. And again, now this time I have to provide the URL of my Jenkins, because I want to send the quality gate report to the Jenkins. So this is the IP of my Jenkins. And then I will provide the port, which is 880. And after that, we have to provide the suffix, which is SonarQube webhook. And then we have to click on create. So webhook is created. Now you can see here, and we can also see the last delivery once our SonarQube pipeline will be going to run. Now the next thing, we have to create project in the SonarQube. So there are multiple options you can create the project. So currently we will be going to use local project, and I will provide the names Netflix clone, and the branch name should be correct. So as for now, we have master branch. So I'll just confirm once more. So yes, you can see the master branch that we have. So I'll provide the name master branch. Then after that, I'll click on follow the instance default. And now, how do you want to analyze your repository? So again, there are multiple ways. Currently, we will be going to go with locally, because this is for testing purpose, or advanced use case. So I'll click on locally, and here it is saying that we have to generate a project token or we can use existing. Now, as we have already generated it, so I'll provide the existing token, and then we can click on continue and the run analysis on your project. So as you know that our application is JavaScript based, which is Node.js. So I'll click on JS, and then it will provide few of the things like project key, SonarQube token, and host URL. Now, either you can, provide the same thing in your Jenkins file, or else you can provide few things that I've already provided. So you can provide that thing. Now we don't have to copy these things. The one thing that we have to make sure, which is the project key. So it's time to go to our Jenkins pipeline, because in the previous video, we also didn't cover Jenkins file. So as we will be going to run our Jenkins pipeline in this video, let's see the Jenkins file. So here you can see the directory structure of this repository. And in the Jenkins folder, you will be able to see Jenkins file. And let's understand the pipeline one by one. So first of all, this is a pipeline code as we are writing this pipeline in Groovy script. Then as you can see, agent any, it means that it can run on any agent. So currently we did not configure master slave architecture in Jenkins. So we are using only one Jenkins. So ultimately the pipeline will be going to run on that node. And then after that, we are using tools. So as you know that we have already configured Node.js, so we are using that tool. Then after that, we are setting up the environment that is coming from tools of Sonar server to run our code quality analysis things. Then later on, it will start working with the things like, first of all, it will clean up the workspace, whatever presents in the existing directory or of the Jenkins pipeline. It will delete all those things. Then after that, it will clone this repository. Then once the repository will be cloned, then we will be going to install our dependencies, and the directory will be application code, because we have all the application code present in this folder along with Docker file as well. Then after that, we will be going to run our important thing that we were talking about, is SonarQube code quality analysis. So as you can see, again, it will be going to run in application code. Then it is using the SonarQube environment that we have already set in our tools and systems managed plugins. So here you can see the name. So make sure you provide the correct name in your tools and system sections of manage Jenkins. Then after that, it is running the commands using script. So first of all, it is showing that starting SonarQube analysis, and this is the command that it is using. So as you can see, the token it is using, this is here, and then it is using the host URL. So like how these things are coming. So with the help of this blog, all the things are coming related to host URL and auth token, because we have already set host URL and auth token, right? And then you can see the project key, and also you can see the project name, and where the SonarQube will be going to run. Like this is the source, and language it is also setting. So this is the exclusion. So SonarQube will not analyze these folders and sub files from this folder. Okay. Then after that, we have quality gate. So once code quality analysis has been completed, it will check for the coverage. So as you can see that it is saying that if there is any issues like related to quality gate, so it will abort the pipeline. Currently we have set to false. So if you make it about pipeline true, so it will fail the pipeline, and we have a lot of vulnerabilities in our code. And currently we are not going to fix those issues, but again, because it's not our job to fix those issues, it's developers' responsibility to fix those issues. So I will make the change and make it true. So you will be able to understand that how it works. And then credentials ID, we are using Sonar token. After that, we will be going to do the dependency check using OWASP DP check tool that is in the application code again. And this is the command that we are using. And again, it is generating one of the file that is .xml. And then after that, we will be going to run Trivy file scan. And the Trivy file scan will be, help us to scan our project folder before building a Docker image. As you can see, we are building the Docker image, and it will help us to audit source code for hard-coded secrets or known vulnerable dependencies. And it is very important because for the CI/CD pipelines, it is important to early security checks for that. So it is one of the mandatory thing. Then after that, we have Docker image build, and we are building the Docker image. Here you can see the Docker registry. So we didn't configure this. From here, we did not configure anything for now because we are focusing on SonarQube right now, and also we did not configure OWASP as well. So I'm expecting that the pipeline will fail here, and I want to do that so that you will be able to understand what are the dependencies that we have to take care of. And it is good to fail first time or second time, because the more you will learn with the help of fail or errors, then only you will be able to learn properly. So this is the Docker image build where we are pushing our Docker image to Docker Hub. So that's why the credential is there, and it is using the tool which is Docker. Again, we did not configure the Docker plugin, but we have installed the Docker on our Jenkins server. Then we have credentials, and this credential is coming from secrets, and this is the TMDB API key that we will use to see movies or whatever the content present on our Netflix clone application. So for that, it needs an API. That's why we have added this. And after that, it will run the command to build the Docker image, and it will use the argument from here. And then after that, it will push the image to Docker Hub. So it will use the Docker credentials. After pushing the image, it will scan the image. So it all depends on you whether you want to scan the image before pushing it or after pushing it. If you are using AWS ECR, so as per my understanding, you have to push the Docker image to the ECR repository first, then only you will be able to run the ECR image scan. Okay. So this is, I'm doing the image scan after pushing. If you want, you can also scan before this. Then in the end of this stage is deploy to Kubernetes. So we have manifest file, we have deployment and service file, we are deploying it, and then after that we are getting the services and all those things because we need services to see the node port. So that's why, and this is a CD part I can say. So that is also, can be implemented through Argo CD, but for now this is manual step. And once you will learn how to work with manual CD, then you should go to the Argo CD, because we need to first understand the purpose of Argo CD. And then this is a post creation. Now post creation means that whatever happens, like whether the Jenkins pipeline failed here or in the first stage, it will run for sure. And so if something failing here, so it will just come here to this post section. So this is a must, and it is sending the Slack alert whatever the issues. So if the build status is success, so it will tell us the message like all steps completed successfully. If it fails, so we will see this error. So this is all about the Jenkins pipeline. Now let's create the Jenkins pipeline in our Jenkins console. So for that, I will click on Jenkins, and here we can see create a job, and I will provide the item name, which is Netflix clone project, and we have to select the pipeline, and I'll click on OK. And after that, you will see a lot of options. We don't have to see like all those options for now. So here we can see that we can write the pipeline. So we have multiple options to provide the pipeline script. Either I can just copy this pipeline script in this text field, or we have one more option, which is pipeline script from SCM. So it will just get the Jenkins file content automatically by providing the GitHub repository. But you have to make sure that if your GitHub repository is private, you have to provide the personal access token or SSH key, so it will be able to clone that. Or if your repository is public, so you don't have to do anything. You just have to click on Git, and then after that you have to provide the repository URL. So I will click here and I'll get the repository URL. I'll just remove these things for now. So here I will paste the URL, and as you can see that you can also provide the credentials, but we don't need to provide the credential. Now it is asking us like where our Jenkins file present, like on which branch the Jenkins file is present. So it is correct that it is present on master. And then it is asking that the path of the script where the Jenkins file should be there. So by default, it looks for Jenkins file. If you have some other file name, so you have to specify that particular name of that Jenkins file. But I have the same name, so I'll just click on this. So it will copy the path and I will select this. So as we can see that Jenkins/Jenkins file is the script path. Now I will click on apply and save. So now we are ready. And if I click on build now, so let's see what will happen. So I'll just refresh my console and the pipeline is getting started. Now there you can see one issue, which is we are not able to see the boxes where it runs, right? So don't worry, we will have something for that because Jenkins updated few things since last couple of years. So here we can see our pipeline is running and now the pipeline is getting failed. So let's see, are we able to see the message? Yes, we can see that this is a build number 1 and it is failed. And let's see where it got failed. So it is saying that shared libraries cannot object file, no such file or directory. So as we can see the error, so first of all, I want to do one thing, which is as we can't see the boxes, so for that we need a plugin. So I will just click on this Jenkins, and for that I need to go to the manage Jenkins section, and here we need to install plugin. So the first plugin that I will use, which is stage view. So you can see the pipeline stage view, and after that I will use rebuild, so I don't have to build again and again. So I'll click on rebuilder, then I'll click on install, and let's restart the Jenkins as well. Now I will provide the username and password, and I'll just go to the pipeline. So we should be able to see the stage view of our pipeline. So yes, we can see now the pipeline got failed at install dependencies. So I'll just again click on build now. So let's see. So let's see the output of this pipeline. And again, we are getting the same error. So let's try to solve this error. And as I did not face this error earlier, so it is saying that this was solved by running this command. So there is some issues with the GCC. So let's see, let's try to install this on our machine. So we can see the command here as well. So what I'll do, I'll just log into my Jenkins server. You have to be a root user for it. Okay, let's see the version as well. Now let's try to run the pipeline again. I'll click on rebuild and then let's see this. And this time we can see that the install dependency is working fine. As it's taking more time, so it means that it's working fine, and we can see that it is showing some warnings as well, and that is fine again because it's not our responsibility to update the code. It is like 2 years ago or 3 years ago code, and I don't have any issues with that because as is our aim is to deploy this application. So yes, now we can see the SonarQube analysis as well. So if I just come here in the project section, so I should be able to see few of the things. So right now there is nothing. So as we can see that it is analyzing the code and downloading the plugins and all those things. So let's wait for this. Now we can see that the analysis total time was 36 seconds and it is completed successfully. Now the next thing, which is it's in which is it is in so which is in progress, and the quality gate is okay. And again we are getting one error, and this error is related to dependency check. That was expected. Now if we check the SonarQube, so you can see this is the quality gate that it is working, and this quality gate is passed. So you can see the last analysis 1 minute ago, and the total number of lines were 3.1K. Then this is in TypeScript, and you can see maintainability, reliability, and all those things. So you can see the coverage is 0.0% on 420 lines to cover, and also duplications we can see. So there are a lot of things you can see. Along with that, you can check the hotspot as well and issues. And if you want to check the code, so it will also show what are the fixes you can do. So this is a source code and how many issues maintainability are there for a particular file or particular folder. So these are the modules and all those things are there. So all the things are related for this code quality analysis is here. So now the SonarQube integration is working fine. And as we know that dependency check issue is coming. So the next thing we'll have to do is we have to install dependency check. And for that, we will be going to install our dependency check first. So for that, we will install dependency check plugin. So I'll click on this manage Jenkins first. And again, I'll go to the plugin section and I will look for dependency check. So we can see here OS dependency check, and I'll click on install. And again, I'll click on restart. So the Jenkins is restarted. Now we have to configure this tool as well. So again, I will go to the tool section and I will look for simply check. And here you can see the dependency check installation. I will click on dependency check, and then I will provide the name of this, which is OSTP check. And we can also provide the installation directory. So I will go with the installer automatically, and we can provide from where we want to install it. So I will use github.com, and the version we can see is 12.1.8. And I think this is the latest version. They just upgraded it, I think, in the last 3 to 4 days. So I'll click on apply and save. And after setting up the tools, now we can again run the pipeline. And This time it will take some more time, because if I just click on build now, it will take around 15 to 20 minutes to find all the dependency check issues. So let's wait for this. So I will see you in a bit. So it's been around 30 minutes. So let's check the logs of this stage, and I hope it is about to complete. So I'll click here. And we should be able to see a few things. Okay. So we can see that it was completed 100% already. It is taking few more minutes, I guess. So now we can see that our pipeline got failed, but if I show you that the Trivy file scan was running fine, and after that it got failed. And if we see where it got failed, so we can see here with Docker registry, which means that it was expecting Docker credentials. And if we see, this is the dependency checks, all those things. So if I just click on this pipeline, so we should be able to see our dependency check for now. So you can see here, if you click on this dependency check, so you will be able to see the list of the severity. So we have around 30 severity. This is the vulnerabilities that we can see. So yes, like dependency check is working fine as expected. Now we have to next focus on our Docker thing, where we will be going to see and configure Docker. Now before that, you can see again that we got the alert at just 2 minutes ago. So now let's install and configure Docker. So for that, first of all, I will be going to go to my Docker Hub. This is Docker Hub. I need to log in here first. So you can see 3 days ago, I have pushed this image, which is Netflix. So the point is that to push Docker images to your Docker Hub, you need to have a password. So I'll click on this account settings, and you can see this is the personal access tokens that we have to generate. And as you can see that I've already generated 2 to 3 days ago. So I'll just delete this first. And then after that, we will regenerate it. So I will click on generate new token. I'll provide the name of the token. So the expiration I will set to 30 days. And we have to provide the access permissions as well. So for now, I will provide the read write, because we are not going to delete Docker image. So for that, I will just provide read and write, and then I will click on generate. So as we have generated the personal access token, now we will install the plugin for Docker, and we need few plugins for Docker. So I'll explain you what are the plugins that we have to install. So the first is that we have to install Docker plugin, which is, this is a core tool for Docker images and all those things. Then after that, we have to install the Docker Commons, that is shared functionality for Docker related plugins. And in the end, we have Docker pipeline. So this is for build and use Docker containers for pipelines. So I'll click on install, and again I'll click on restart. So as soon as it is installed, it will restart the Jenkins. So I'll just click on refresh, and now we can see that plugin should be here. Now you can see the plugin for launching build agents as Docker containers. Now next we will be going to add credentials that we have added for Docker Hub. So I'll click on global, and then I'll click on add credentials. And after that, you can provide the credentials. So as we have username and personal access token for Docker, so I'll use username, and the username of my Docker Hub account is avian19. And then after that, I'll provide the token that I've generated. So I'll just copy the token here and paste it. And after that, I will provide the ID as Docker. So you can see that the ID is there. So Docker thing is completed. So if I just go back to the Jenkins file, so you can see that Trivy file scan was working in the last pipeline, and after Docker it was getting failed. So we are sure that we have installed Docker, so the Docker image build and Docker image pushing stage will work, and then also Trivy image scan will also work. But there is one thing, which is TMDB API key that we have to generate. So before rerunning the pipeline, I will create the API key from the TMDB. So this is the URL that we have to go to. And first of all, if you are new to this, so this is the UI for the TMDB website. And here you can see that all the movies and all those things related to, entertainment stuff you can see here. And we have to generate the API key. So as I've already generated the API key, which is this, but I will show you how to regenerate it. So I will click on regenerate key, and I will provide the password, and then I will click on continue, and it will say that this will disable your old API key and regenerate a new one. So I'll click on confirm, and again it will provide me the API key. Now again, I will keep this API key in my personal notepad, and let's add the credentials for this API key as well. So I'll click on add credentials and click on secret text. I'll paste the secret and provide the ID as well, and make sure the ID should be same, or if you're changing this, so make sure to update the ID in the Jenkins file as well. So I'll click on create now, and yes, we are fine with this, and now we can rerun the pipeline. This will take few minutes as well, but it won't take that much time, like 30 to 40 minutes. This time it will take around 20 minutes. So I'll just click on rebuild, and let's start seeing this. So this will be going to the last thing of this video, and let's see what will be going to happen if the pipeline will be going to fail here at deploy.kubernetes. So it means that it is working as expected, as we did not set up our Kubernetes cluster where we will be having Kubernetes master node and worker node, and that will be unmanaged node. So for now, I can just show you one thing. So if I just come to my this AWS console, you can see only one instance is there. And yes, like earlier there were three more instances there, but I just deleted three instances manually. The reason that I just wanted to save some cost, as the EC2 was running and we did not configure anything on those machines. So that's why I just deleted them. So it will just save few of my cost, and it was running since last more than 30 hours. So that's why I just deleted it. But I will create it again in the next video, once we will start Kubernetes cluster setup in the next video, I will recreate them using the same GitHub Actions workflow, and then we will be going to follow the things. So let's get back to the pipeline. And again, we are on the OS dependency check, and it takes a lot of time. And again, I can understand the pain, but it is very important when you are working with security things where you want to check each and everything related to common vulnerabilities for your application codes. So this is very important. I will again stop this video so I will save some time for you as well. I'll see you in a bit. So now we can see that our Docker image build is completed, and also image pushing is also completed. So if I just need to check the Docker image push, so I'll just go to this Docker repository, and then I'll just refresh this page, and then we should be able to see that the last push was happened 1 minute ago. It means that the push was working fine. And again, if we see the error, so we can see that the alerting is already working. And as I already told you that this one was expected, and so far we have covered Jenkins, and we have also created the pipeline that is working fine. Now there is only one dependencies which is on Kubernetes cluster. So in the next video, we will be going to see how to work with Kubernetes cluster and how to set up. So I'll see you in the next video. Till then, happy learning. Have a good day.